one of the great clubs, most storied clubs in professional sports. What is the fix for AC Milan? Is there one? Is it that simple? Is it Ibra?
Well, is he the fix? No, not long term, but it's amazing how well he's doing at his age. He just keeps getting these one-year contracts and doing really well. But, you know, every empire falls. We've seen Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona go through their own troubles as well. Milan's going through that at this present moment. Long gone are the days, Danny, of Maldini and Baresi and Hullet and Boban and Rijkaard. But do you think this club now, after going through some different ownership changes, do you think they're heading in the right direction? Are we going to see the best of Milan in the years to come?
I still think they're a way away, and I'm a big AC Milan fan. Still, AC Milan are the most successful Italian club in Europe. Won the most trophies, so let's not go away from that fact. But they're a long way away from being Champions League title contenders again, even Serie A contenders again. There's been big problems with the turnovers of coaches, ownership groups. I think Gazidis has been at warfare with a lot of directors there, Maldini involved as well. I really like that they've stayed with Pioli. There was rumors that Ranić was coming in from RB Red Bull Leipzig. Didn't happen. I think there was a lot of player pull. Even Ibra come out and said, what do we want a no-name coming into head coach AC Milan? And he was right. I think Pioli's really gathered the team, the momentum. They were a mediocre, mid-table team. He's got them up to 6. Since Ibra returning from LA Galaxy, they only lost 2 games in the league, which is fantastic. Is Ibra going to be that guy that's going to push them through to the next level? No, but I think he'll bring that commitment and that desire, setting standards of where Milan used to be. And now they're talking about possibly bringing in Moises Kean. They're bringing in Bakayoko again, possibly from Chelsea. They brought in Brahim Diaz from Real Madrid, who is a fantastic young player. They're going after Tonali, who's at Brescia, who's a very, very good player as well. So it's getting those foundations built again, but they're still a way away from competing with Juve and the big money spending Inter as well.
Is it stability, Danny? I mean,
yes,
they've had, what, 8 managers since they were last in Europe? Something like that.
Stability, backing the manager, also spending big in the transfer market as well. You look at what Juve and Inter have done recently, in recent years in spending, Milan haven't gone anywhere near that.
Yeah, and if you're going to be competitive in this world of football, if you're going to be at the top end where Milan should be, and we know they've been there before, you need to spend millions of dollars.
And don't just rely on former players to be great managers. It doesn't always happen. And look at some of these names. These are great players in their day. Inzaghi, of course, Seedorf, Mihajlovic, one of my favorites for many, many years. The Airplane, Vincenzo Montella, of course, of Roma, Glory. There's big names in there. Rino Gattuso. But they haven't got the job done, and maybe it's above them. It's not their fault. But, you know, this is, like you mentioned, AC Milan. AC Milan are one of the biggest clubs we've ever seen in world football. But these numbers here just aren't good enough. They haven't won for so long. Is it money? Have they been, you know, outgrown by the leagues around them? Do you think a team like Barcelona should look at AC Milan and go, wow, let's not do that? Because what this team did, Deitch, it seems to me, was they rewarded a certain group of players 10 years ago now, legends with new contracts when they were too old, when they were over the hill. And they grew out of themselves. Is that the issue? Should Barcelona look at this club and say, man, that could be us if we're not careful?
Well, it could happen with a lot of teams. We saw it happen with Manchester United as well, where they had a lot of players that had done ever so well, been successful with the club, and tried to squeeze every last drop out of them, even with Sir Alex. So it can happen to a big club. And you're right, I think Barcelona are looking at an AC Milan. Even Inter are starting to come back into the mix now, but they had a successful spell under Mourinho. You have to spend money to compete now. There's big money with the television rights coming in Serie A. The exposure of the league is starting to grow again now, and I just feel that Milan have not been very good in the transfer market. They've not been very consistent in staying with the manager or the head coach at the time. And you're right, they brought in a lot of ex-players that they thought would be a stopgap and help them reach the new heights where they wanted to get back to, but it just hasn't worked out. So that's why I'm really happy they're staying with Pioli, who's a very, very good manager. He's coached at Lazio, Inter, Fiorentina, has the experience. Now you have to really stick with him and believe in what he's going to do, because Milan haven't had that for the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, I remember many years ago, a little James Sharman running around England with a little Ruud Gullit AC Milan T-shirt on.
Top player he was.
Wonderful player. We need more of those kids running around with AC Milan shirts. So what a team.